Is there a price to follow Jesus?
Yeah, man, I had to die to myself every day for like 6 weeks. I went through like Jesus boot camp.
I like it.
Because every day I was making that prayer, like, help me die to myself, help me kill those things. And he, of course, just revealed everything that I was, doing that wasn't in his name. He like kind of killed those parts off me. It costs a worldly comfort. It'll cost a sinful existence. It costs me myself. But the other side of that is Jesus.
Do you guys have a take on it? Answer my question.
Hold on. 2 things. Clear your throat before you're talking to me. Sit up straight when you're talking to me.
You guys are so brutal to each other.
The look you gave me was so funny. Like, hey, Joey.
You know what? You're going to listen up here and you're going to listen up good. Do you have a take at that question?
It's happening again.
You know the toll it takes on a man turning my head back and forth all day?
Snap. Dude, I can't even see right now.
Do
okay,
people
yes.
look like trees?
Oh my gosh, you guys look like trees. Yeah, I do have a take, Mr. Luke.
Let's hear it.
You ever see those people that can read books in like minutes where they just go shh? Not like that, but they go like this, page, even faster.
My grandpa.
How do they do that?
my dad's dad can read like 2 lines at the same time, like one above the other one.
Dude, it takes me like a year to finish a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes me so long.
I
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I could read any other book other than the Bible because I can't focus on books regardless. Because I'm reading the Bible, it's like the Holy Spirit's like, no, you gotta read that, dude. Like,
have you ever guys gotten to that point where like you're in the Word and you're reading it and then you stop? Like kind of like what you're saying, you're like, oh, I shouldn't be stopping here. Like I need to keep going.
oh yeah.
Where like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you're so locked in and then like you almost feel convicted to like keep reading.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've had that a few times here and there.
I will say the hack for reading a book, like reading a book quickly and understanding it, is don't even worry about understanding all of it like your first read through. Like you could read through it in like a week, just get the general idea of it and then read it again.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Or like some people don't like to do this, but I really like audiobooks. So like listening to the audiobook.
I did my first one the other day. Yeah. I finished it in like a day.
The other day.
What was it?
Coraline.
Okay.
Wildly different than the movie, I will say.
Okay.
Really?
Well, maybe not wildly. They
probably
took
better
out like
than
a
the
whole
movie.
character that really
And it wasn't
like,
so bad, right? Like the
no, it
audiobook?
wasn't. No, yeah, I had a good time. It was fun. And like the dude that I think wrote the book did the voice for it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, if it's
It is a cheat.
if it's like a book that's hard to understand, I would highly recommend just listening to the audiobook and then reading it. Because you already are gonna have like 20% of it downloaded from the audiobook.
True.
And then when you read it again, now you can fill in the gaps. And it makes it a lot easier to understand it.
Cheat codes.
I like it.
It's funny when Brandon mentioned that a year ago, Emilio gave us a book called On Guard by William Lane Craig. And I'm like just finishing it now. That was like a year ago.
Nice.
That's fine.
I got a chapter.
My problem is
I'm the worst.
I read scripture in the morning. I feel like I'm the most fresh. And then before I go to bed is when I do any other type of reading.
Yeah.
I get so tired so fast. I'll get through like 4 or 6 pages and I'm knocked.
Yeah.
So
My goal is like if you could just have one argument from that book for God's existence, and then if you understand the arguments for the resurrection, like the history of the resurrection, that would be good enough.
that makes more sense to me.
So that
Okay,
I did
The second half
resurrection.
of the book.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you want to just focus on that, that's fine.
I did the moral law, and then that was
Okay.
just
the
that.
moral argument, yeah.
Or moral argument, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we'll be getting
Yeah,
into some episodes pretty soon, which will be exciting.
Thanks for tuning into the Campfire Council podcast. My name is Miranda, creator and designer of Sown in Strength. I am passionate about witness and evangelism. There is nothing more important than knowing Christ our Lord and Savior and making him known, the Great Commission. I aim to inspire Christians to confidently and effectively wear and share their faith. Go check out SewnInStrength.com or Sewn in Strength on Instagram. You can see all the current offerings of clothing and accessories, as well as blog posts that will encourage you in your walk with Christ. Don't forget to use code CAMPFIRE in all caps for 20% off. Now let's get back to the episode.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Campfire Council podcast. Today on the council, we have myself, Luke. We have Joey,
Yellow.
Emilio, and with us again, our friend Colin.
Hey,
Let's go.
How is everyone doing today?
dude, wonderful. So happy to be here. Thank you.
How was everyone's Christmas?
It was terrible.
What?
I'm kidding. No, it was fine. It was good. We kind of just all chilled at the parents' place. We I know it was stereotypical. You know, we had lunch, had some turkey, some other fun sides, but yeah, I mean we played some games, played some Uno, Flip Uno. Awesome version of Uno.
Yes.
Where there's two
really fun.
sides of the card.
Yep.
And then you play the flip card, and then everyone has to flip their hand to the other colors. They're like darker.
It's a little chaotic at times.
It is.
So you know other people's flip hands, basically?
If you're smart, you would look at their hands, but I just kind of focus on what I'm doing.
Okay.
I can't think ahead like that.
No, that's cool.
But that would be the god tier move, is just like look at their hand while they're holding it. But
I love showing my cards for games. I just don't care anymore.
yep, looks sassy with it. He
I
puts
don't
his
care
last card down
anymore.
and says Uno, and then shows everyone his card. I love it.
That
It's
way,
so funny.
when I win, you know that you could have stopped me, but there's nothing you
Nothing
can do.
you could do. Yeah.
I love it.
Dude came home with a Nintendo Switch, and
Yeah.
now I'm trying to get him buy all the games that I want so that I can play it.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like get this.
Joey
this.
got a
I'm like,
Switch.
Oh, okay. Nice.
no, like I'm pretty sure the games are pretty expensive.
Well, that's your
what-
problem.
Do you like Zelda?
I played it maybe once or twice as a kid, but I wouldn't say I'm like
GameCube.
into it. It must have been GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I hear like the Switch Zelda games are really good. Like Tears
Okay.
of the
Ooh.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Dog.
Am I sleeping on it?
Yes.
Oh no.
They're awesome.
I do that with stuff, you know. Like I just
Breath of the Wild.
for whatever
amazing.
reason I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's dumb. And then I'll try it and I'll be like, oh, it's pretty cool.
I promise they're not dumb. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are actually some of my favorite games.
Okay.
Yeah,
That does sound fun.
it's-
Zelda
they're
was
so
fun back
fun.
in the day.
Zelda.
Yeah.
They're way better. Like the graphics are way better than like
Are
the
they?
old games.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the
I'd
old
hope.
games are great. I know people that love the older games, but the way that the new games look is awesome.
They make you sick, dude.
Really?
Yeah, when I play the PlayStation 2, I have a PS2 upstairs.
Oh,
When I first got it, dude, the motion sickness I got from playing that game. I was playing Ratchet and Clank, and there's like this. There was like the camera would shift really fast, and
Yeah.
it would like,
Oh yeah.
and then you'd have like these space missions where you're like trying to adjust the camera, and it would like flick, but it would like kind of lag. So it was like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was everything like was like super laggy, and it just made me feel really sick.
I don't think you can control the camera on those games. Like it just
Not really.
follows your character. So that could make you sick, I guess, if you're not in control of
I
the
played
camera.
I played like maybe a half an hour. I'm like, dude, I can't do this.
Mhm.
I was like, what's going on? Anyways, what is going on?
So I'm just pulling up something here really quick. But
Oh.
I have today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through Mark chapter 8. But I have two things to note. For first thing, this is our first episode in 2026.
Wow.
So that's exciting. First one of the year. Second thing is
But we are not currently in 2026.
correct.
So
We're
we don't-
living in the future right now.
well, we
or in
don't-
the past.
We don't know yet if we made it into 2026.
True. We are currently
That's
God willing.
terrifying.
in 2025. God willing, this will be posted. The first episode posted
I'm just being honest.
in 2026.
Let's keep it
I
real.
know.
I mean, that's a plan, right? We have a plan. Yes. We're going to stick to that plan.
But God does laugh at our plans.
Yes, he does.
So we
Yes,
don't
he
know.
does. We don't know.
I hope he's up there just like, what is he doing?
Goons.
He obviously makes it to 2027.
At
That's it.
least. Yeah. One more year.
The second thing to note is last Thursday, Joey, Miranda, and myself were able to go on a Christian radio talk show called Enlighten Radio Show. And that was a lot of fun. So,
Very different.
well, first
from
you want to
this.
give your thoughts, Joey. I'm just pulling something up quick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was just really different from this. Everything felt like Like it wasn't rushed in a sense. Okay, so there was this big clock. If you guys haven't seen the video, make sure to go check it out. But there's a big clock.
It's on YouTube. On our channel.
Yeah,
Yep.
on the YouTube channel only. Big clock with 28 minutes, and then it's just counting down. And I kept telling myself throughout the entire thing, like, don't look at the clock. But I kept looking over at it, and I was like, dang it! Like I just keep looking at this, and like I don't know. It's like don't think of a pink elephant, you think of a pink elephant. So like it was one of those deals. But yeah, it was definitely a cool opportunity. They for sure wanted us to get in on the whole radio scene, and we were like, I don't know, maybe we'll think about it. But yeah, it was definitely a cool experience.
My initial thoughts, and we'll get back into like what we talked about, but when they first brought it up to us, I was like, oh, like they want us to do a radio show once a week, and we're gonna get paid money to do it. Like
Luke,
if we're bringing traction to the radio station, like that'd be sick. Like talk about Jesus, have a radio station. Joey's like, Luke, I don't think that's how it works. I think you pay to be there to have your own radio station to promote your brand, whatever you're doing. And it turns out he was right. So I was like, oh, I like the idea where they pay us.
Right. Yeah. We finished it. Looks like, no, I think they should still pay us.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was very similar to a podcast. They had the setup with the microphones, the headset. It was all it was a really small room. And the table in the middle. So it's kind of crammed, but it was a lot of fun. We focus on the topic of discipleship and just the importance of like what God calls us to do as disciples. And then Kevin, who's the host,
Shout out Kevin.
he has his own real estate company that he promotes for like the first portion of it. And then he was just asking us some questions about discipleship. So
was there like a really big radio tower nearby?
yes, huge.
Okay.
Did you climb it?
Oh, absolutely.
We wanted to.
We were like Steve and Jonathan
Yep.
in Stranger Things racing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Really cool opportunity. If you guys haven't checked it out, we have it on YouTube. The episode up only on YouTube. Go check it out. And if you ever get the chance to go on a radio station and talk about Jesus, I recommend it.
Do it.
So, but let's jump into it. So for those that are listening, we are going to be in Mark chapter 8.
Open your Bibles to Mark chapter 8.
We're going to get there really quick.
Friends and fam. So the first story is about feeding the 4,000, which is very exciting.
All right, so we are in Mark chapter 8. We're going to start at the beginning, and I will read this first section here. All right, so this is Jesus. Context, this is Jesus feeding the 4,000. This actually took place. The first time was the 5,000. This is the second time Jesus is feeding a huge crowd. All right, so during those days, another large crowd gathered. Since they had nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them home hungry, they will collapse on the way because some of them have come a long distance. Especially me, I would collapse immediately.
He also does not do well if he doesn't get food and water.
His disciples answered, but where in this remote place can anyone get enough bread to feed them? How many loaves do you have? Jesus asked. 7, they replied. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground when he had taken the 7 loaves and given thanks. He broke them and gave them to his disciples to distribute to the people, and they did so. They had a few small fish as well. He gave thanks for them also and told the disciples to distribute them. The people ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. About 4,000 were present. After he had sent them away, he got into the boat with his disciples and went to the region of Dalmanutha. I think I said that right, Dalmanutha.
I think so.
The Pharisees came and began to question Jesus. To test him, they asked him for a sign from heaven. He sighed deeply and said, Why does this generation ask for a sign? Truly I tell you, no sign will be given to it. Then he left them, got back into the boat, and crossed to the other side.
Mic drop. Ooh. Jesus is really good at doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
He
I'd
just
say
says
so.
stuff, and then it's like everyone just says nothing. It's like there's nothing they can say. Like wow.
Yeah. So let's get into this. But like I said before, the first thing I want to note, Joey and I were reading this earlier today. I was kind of like chuckle. I was like, it's interesting that the disciples immediately doubt Jesus with the same situation that they just had. I don't know how long ago it was, but they had feeding the 5,000. I think it's actually in like chapter 6 or 5 of the feeding the 5,000. chapter 6, verse 30 starts Jesus feeding the 5,000. And now you have a group of 4,000 people. And it's the same situation. And immediately, like, they don't have the faith there that God can and will provide. But that's just the first note I wanted to make on that section.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, also another thing too that we should remember is that the Bible wasn't written in like a specific order.
Correct.
So I mean, it's not something I would forget personally, but I mean, who's to say? But that could have happened like a year and a half ago, and maybe they
That's true.
maybe
I
they
didn't
just
think
had
about that.
so many things happen that they like can't keep up with like everything that Jesus has done, and they forgot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
That seems pretty valid,
that
honestly.
on a human level, right?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing so much that you're just like, oh, I haven't seen this in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's what I got.
But one thing, too, I want to note as well is if you look back at Jesus feeding the 5,000, both times when Jesus provides the food, he doesn't just provide like a little bit for the people to eat.
Dude.
He provides enough where they have, is it 7 loaves in this one? Or is it 12?
I think it's 12 in this
12. Yeah. So afterwards, 4,000 people are fed, which is a lot of people. And they had 12 basketfuls left over. So I think it's a really good reminder that with so little, however many pieces of loaves of bread and fish they had, God multiplies that, feeds everyone that they're satisfied. And they were not eating for days, so they're probably pretty hungry.
Mhm.
And then there's 12 full baskets left over, which means that God provided plus some. Just how abundant his blessings can be and how he can just provide for us, and there's more than we would hope for.
Totally. Kind of a question for myself that I had written down. Like, why is it so? I mean, this isn't directly related, but why is it so hard for me as a Christian in this day and age with social media when I see like miracles happen, right? Like something like this. Why is it hard for me to accept that? But when it comes from the Bible, like there's no question about it. Like why do you guys think, am I lacking in faith? Am I just like why don't I trust miracles that are like happening now, but I trust the miracles that happen in the Bible? Like go ahead.
If I may,
Mhm.
like, where are you seeing the miracles happen? Is it like Instagram?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like Instagram usually.
I would argue that there's a level of this is on the internet. I need to have some kind of skepticism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Just
Which
because
usually I do. Yeah,
it's an internet thing.
right.
Like, I would argue that before it being a doubt in faith. Because I've experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I'm doubting him because, it's really easy because God's infinite and
Mhm.
can do anything, right? So looking
Right.
at it through that lens, it's like, well, okay, that's fine. But then you take the skepticism of the internet, which is fair.
Mhm.
Like,
Have you witnessed any miracles in person that you know of off the top of your head?
No, not off the top of my head. I mean, I've seen where God has intervened, which you could say is a miracle.
Would you say someone going from death to life is a miracle for being saved?
Yeah. Are you trying to corner me right now?
I am. I'm being
all right,
nice
all
and
right, all
corny.
right. He's trying
No,
to corner me.
I'm just trying to pick your brain because I haven't witnessed like a large level scale miracle that we're reading about in
Right.
scripture.
That's kind of what I'm.
I've seen videos on social media of miracles and I want to believe it, but I think sometimes in the back of my head I'm a little skeptical because once again it's the internet. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
should we fully believe it? But it is weird because then you open up the Bible and it's like I'm not second. Sometimes I do, but I'm more open to believe that Christ multiplied the fish and the bread for 4,000 and 5,000 people. He's healing people left and right.
Do you think it's like a credibility thing that like I fully believe the Bible is what it is and it's credible, and like when I see these videos that like I don't know why it's weird for me that I just immediately write it off. Like that's just that's like a first thing. It's like, oh, I don't know if I believe that. Like it's never just like, oh, cool, look what God is doing. It's like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
tricky.
I guess we don't have to have an answer, but
How do you think you would react if you were to see that miracle in person?
that'd be pretty huge.
Do you think you'd still struggle to believe it?
No, I, and it sucks because it's not like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not like seeing is believing, right? Like that's not what it's about. Like I want to have that faith, and I think I do, and I do trust it with the word. But when I see things, or I don't personally experience them, like I don't necessarily trust. I don't know. You guys kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, I totally understand.
I don't know.
For
I'm
me,
just thinking out loud.
it goes back to the internet thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to believe 1,000% all the way. For
Right.
sure. Absolutely. It's the internet, man. Like,
Yeah.
for every 9 posts for 9 out of 10 posts that I see, I mean, and this is totally my algorithm, it's just like weird things that aren't true. And I love, that's just kind of my sense of humor
It
as
is.
well.
It's
So
so
like my
funny.
algorithm is just attuned to that. But that 9 out of 10 times I'm just programmed to think like, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe
Right.
I want to,
Sure.
you know.
Have either of you guys witnessed like a large scale miracle in person
No.
that you know of?
Your testimony is a miracle.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Stop
every
it.
every person
I would say, yeah.
Haunted.
that comes to know Christ, I would say is a miracle. 100%.
1,000%. I would also, like, I woke up today.
Yeah.
But that's just more of a blessing that I need to just be like, thank you.
Do you think? Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No,
Were you-
that was it.
Okay.
You good?
Do you think maybe we upscale or miracles when we read them in scripture? We like consider miracles something like crazy, even though miracles can be very simple, small things that maybe we pass over.
Yeah. I think there's a part of that where it's like, I don't know where I was going with that.
You know what I mean, though? Like things that maybe we just don't recognize as a miracle because it's so common. Or
I
Sure.
tend to, I tend to take not scripture for granted as a miracle, but right. This is just an account of Jesus walking on the earth. So I'm like, oh, look, there's Jesus doing the Jesus thing again. Like that's, I don't know if I'm glossing over it too much like that,
Sure.
but come on, it's Jesus.
Isn't the Bible itself kind of a miracle?
Yes.
Right?
sure.
Like it stood the test of time.
yeah,
Like-
I'd say so.
I don't know. I mean, there are probably times in history where it almost didn't make it, but
I mean, there's however many authors over different periods of time, different continents, different parts of the world, that a lot of them didn't meet each other, and the book all comes together as this big story. And it's God breathed, so I'd 100% say it's a miracle. And it's still applicable to today, however many thousands of years later it is, that we can still read it and it can still affect us in a positive way and challenge us and teach us. So
for sure.
Crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
it's cool. I mean, yeah. Okay. Anything else on that section with Jesus feeding the 4,000?
No, I'm good on that.
All right. Do we want to move on to the yeast of the Pharisees and Herod? Or
Like, I'm sorry, this is just coming to me as we're sort of reading this here. Right. Okay. This is Jesus we're talking about. 100% God, 100% man. Why does he need to break the loaves in order to multiply them rather than just make some new ones? I've never come up with this question previously.
is that when he's giving thanks? What verse
so
is
he's
that?
asking his disciples how many loaves they have, right? Why does he need to do that at all?
I think that's Jesus obviously knows.
For sure,
Right?
like 1,000%.
He knows,
right?
and he knows that he can multiply it.
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm going on in the wrong direction, but I think he's asking the disciples, like, what do you believe you have that you're working with? And do you believe it's enough?
Okay. Jeez, he's so
Right?
good, man. He's so good.
So like I think about in Exodus with Moses, when Moses, the burning bush, God is talking to Moses, and he's like, I need you to lead my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. And Moses is like, I can barely talk. Right? And God's like, who gave you your tongue? And he provided his brother, I think it was, to be his interpreter or speak on his behalf.
Mhm.
And he got the job done, right?
Sure.
He had little. God knew that, but it was enough.
Yeah.
And he provided. So I think Jesus, in a way, maybe it's like a test. Like God's like, well, how much do you have? And I think the disciples look at it and they're like, this is not what we physically have. Physically, it can't feed this many people.
Yeah.
And they were lacking faith that God can and will provide. I think that's what he's getting at.
Jeez. Like I said, man, every little piece of the word hits like this. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus is fully capable of doing 100,000% the right thing for every single person in that moment.
Right.
Come on, man. Like, jeez. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's cool because I've heard it before. Christ will equip the unequipped.
Yeah.
Right. If he wants you to get something done, in our eyes, we're like, oh, I can't do this. I don't have enough. And God's like, well, open your eyes and you'll see that I will provide the things that you need.
Yeah.
So, good question, though. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, Joe, you want to take the next section? Verse
Sure.
14.
Yes, sir. I'm reading out of the NLT here. So it's going to sound a little different than everybody's. But the disciples discovered that they had forgotten to bring any food. So there was only one loaf of bread with them in the boat. As they were crossing the lake, Jesus warned them, "Beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod." They decided he was saying this because they hadn't brought any bread. Jesus knew what they were thinking, so he said, "Why are you so worried about having no food? Won't you ever learn or understand? Are your hearts too hard to take it in? You have eyes, can't you see? You have ears, can't you hear? Don't you remember anything at all? What about the 5,000 men I fed with 5 loaves of bread? How many baskets of leftovers did you pick up afterward?" 12, they said. "And when I fed the 4,000 with 7 loaves, how many large baskets of leftovers did you pick up?" 7, they said. "Don't you understand yet?" he asked them. Again, mic drop.
I love this
It's
part.
like, don't you get it?
I love this part. He's like, I honestly feel for Jesus on this one a little bit. He's like, how do you guys still not get this? How, like, you watched me do
Going back to our point, like,
Dog.
how did they forget what he did in the past? But that happens in our own lives, right?
this?
Yeah.
1,000%.
Like, we forget all the time how far we've come.
Yeah.
Like, through God's power, like how far he's brought us to where we are now. And we always lose track of where we're going. Like, that's just the human experience. But ultimately,
No, dude, knowing me, if I was at the 4,000 or 5,000, if I was one of the people or the disciples and I knew Jesus personally, I'd be like, I'd walk up to Jesus some random day. I'd have like one loaf of bread and fish and be like, "Hey, Jesus, can you
do it again."
like, I'm kind of hungry. I got a meal prep here. Like,
bulking.
I wouldn't, at least me personally, I'd be like, dang, that dude just gave a lot of food from a very little amount of food. Like, that's
Right.
pretty sweet. That's sick.
Yeah.
I like this dude. He can feed me.
I kind of like to I close my eyes and try to picture what that would physically look like, where like I picture Jesus just holding the loaf of bread, right?
Uh-huh.
Like up towards heaven, and like no one can really see it in his hands, but like I see it like almost like in SpongeBob where they take it and then it immediately appears because it's the hologram, Plankton's wife, or Plankton.
Yeah. How did it just all appear, or was it just?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking
That's
about.
crazy.
I got to think on that, man.
I somehow remember seeing like a cartoon or something like that when I was a kid, and they just like keep on reaching into a basket and keep on pulling
Okay,
out,
That's
right?
I like
Oh,
that
cool,
though.
yeah.
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 But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the miracle in itself is awesome. Like God
but
just,
Jesus had some swag to it.
yeah.
Like, I'm just with all honor and respect to him. Like, come on,
For sure.
he's gonna be cool about
And
it. Like,
one more note to make for that section is the disciples wanted to send the people away both times. And Jesus is like, no, keep them here. I'm going to feed and provide for them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I got a little snippet here for us.
Let's hear that snippet.
Snippet coming in. Yeast in this passage symbolizes evil, just as only a small amount of yeast is needed to make a batch of bread rise. So the hard-heartedness of the religious and political leaders could permeate and contaminate the entire society and make it uprise against Jesus. It's like just that little bit of ickiness, right? Like the yeast, just a little bit of, I don't know, evil, I guess, can just ruin the entire batch.
Yeah.
And in this case, making it rise, making it the people uprise against Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a cool way to paint the picture.
They also have their mind on food. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, dude.
Like they're just thinking about this whole time that Jesus is actually talking about actual bread and yeast.
Give you some bread. I mean, they were probably pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Just walking around all the time.
That's true. Yeah, it's important. I mean, once again, the Pharisees, the leaders of the day, they might have looked the part like the bread, but their heart, their intentions, like the yeast, can infect the bread. And just be careful that the teachings, that how they're going about it, and that's not just your actions, but it's your heart posture and your intent when you're doing these things.
Sure.
My stomach's making some crazy noises over here. I don't know if you guys could hear that.
Dude needs some bread.
I need some milk.
Need some milk.
I love that video.
Yeah. But I do love, I know you mentioned it earlier, Joey, this is how Jesus is asking, like, how do you not remember? Like, I fed 5,000 and 4,000.
It's
like, how are you not getting this?
It's weird, man, because like we're over here like, disciples, what are you doing? Like, how do you guys not remember this?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing in our own lives. Like, how do we not remember the times that God was always there for us when we needed him, or when he removed us from a situation, when he protected us during a time of confusion and just any scenario that could go wrong? Like, he was there the whole time.
For sure.
And it's like, it's funny that we think that they're losing sight, and like we just do the same thing.
Yeah.
The Bible's funnier when you realize that you're the disciple.
Yeah.
In like, you have to put your feet in their shoes and like realize that like, oh, like what they're thinking and going through like would be the same exact thing that we'd be doing with Jesus too.
Oh, for sure.
And like what we're currently doing now. So it's funny.
Yeah, I wonder if it's possible that they remembered, but it was just so miraculous that they like subconsciously can't believe that it will happen again. Like that Jesus will be able to feed the 4,000 again.
Because
You know?
it's like such a big scale.
Yeah, I mean, you would think one of them would remember,
Right. That's what I'm
even
saying.
if it was like a few months ago.
Right. I feel like, yeah, if there's like let's say we got never mind. I'm not gonna take it down that road.
No, that's
Never mind.
hysterical. You would think one of them would remember. Yeah.
But
Maybe they didn't
I would
wanna
have been.
ask.
I probably would have been the guy that, like, I almost didn't believe it the first time, so it's definitely not going to happen again the second.
Maybe they'll
time.
be like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd be sitting there like, dude, it happened. Be like, Joey, shut up. It didn't happen.
Do you think it also could just come down to just them being human, that they were there for days and they wanted to leave?
Yeah, maybe.
For sure.
For sure. And why not?
I'm sure it played a little bit of part into
Wait,
it.
they're like, they don't want to feed the 4,000 because they want to leave.
I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah, because they were there for days. They're all hungry. Maybe they're like, no, let's get this crowd out of here so we can move on and go on to our next location and like actually get some food for ourselves or something.
That would be kind of funny.
Maybe.
Guys, let's get out. Let's get out of here. I'm done.
Right? Yeah, get this crowd out of here. I don't know.
Widowy tired. Should we jump on to our next section here about the blind man?
I got you, dog.
You want to read it?
They came to Bethesda. Some people brought a blind man and begged Jesus to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. When he spat into the man's eyes and put his hands on him, Jesus asked, do you see anything? He looked up and said, I see people. They look like trees walking around. Once more, Jesus put his hands on the man's eyes. Then his eyes were opened and his sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. Jesus sent him home, saying, Don't even go into the village.
Yeah.
All right,
There
Joey.
it is.
Joey
There
and I
it
were
is.
talking about this, and I think bringing up the questions again is superb. Honestly,
Yeah. It's like, I just don't understand. I mean, Luke and I were talking a little bit about before the podcast, but like, it's hard for me to understand why Jesus is always like, don't tell anybody, don't go back into the village, right? Like, why does he always say these two kind of like catchphrase things? Like, he'll do something super cool and he's like, hey, don't tell anybody, by the way. And I don't know. I'd just be so confused. I'd be like, God, like, or Jesus, why wouldn't you want me to tell? Like, if it were me, I'd be telling everybody. You guys know me. If I know, I'm just gonna tell everybody. I mean, why does Jesus say that though? What's the importance there?
Is it a demonstration of humility?
That was my first guess.
Okay.
Yeah. In my my church notes here, I answered it with 2 questions.
Cool.
Because we're going through it at our church, and I was like, to show humility ? I'm like, Jesus says this often ... to get away from like the noise. And I was like, but like, why would he tell him not to go back into the village? Like, what's the significance? What's the importance of that?
I mean, I would say back to maybe the humility thing. Jesus's goal was to come onto earth and to save lives, right? Like he's bringing people to him. No one comes to the Father except through the Son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was there to gain popularity. Like, yes, he wanted to become popular through people knowing that he's the Messiah, knowing that he's the true Son of God and being saved. But I don't think his goal was to be like, hey, let me perform a miracle. And then this person go around telling everyone like, hey, I don't know how to say this. Does that make sense? Like
Can I suggest a different direction? So you guys are kind of suggesting that it's out of humility, but I'm on Bible Hub right now, and it says that
Shut up, Bible Hub.
Bethsaida was a fishing town on the northeast shore of the Sea of Galilee. It had witnessed multiple miracles. So that there's Mark 6 and Luke 9.
Okay.
And then further down in this paragraph, it was like a fishing village, and so I think they had some wealth, but despite such privilege, Bethsaida remained largely unrepentant, prompting Jesus' later rebuke, "Woe to you, Bethsaida," in Matthew 11:21 and Luke 10:13. So that might be the reason why Jesus brought him outside of the town, because
the people just
didn't accept in it.
Yeah, like I guess there must have been a reason, like it could have I don't know, caused backlash or something like that. I don't really know.
Looking at it,
but there is that background with the village. It was unrepentant, and even despite having seen miracles, they weren't responding to Jesus.
Interesting.
Looking at, we're literally just talking about that, like the same way that remind me of the town where Jesus grew up.
Nazareth.
Thank you, jeez. And like the same scenario happened there, where they didn't want anything to do with Jesus. So is this the same kind of parallel that we're seeing here?
Yeah. Let's see what else it says.
Because they're like, oh, he's just the carpenter, right? He's
sure.
And it also, another point too, we were talking earlier as well, that so Jesus was around 30 years old when he started his ministry. Did it for about 3.5 years. One of the side notes I had too, and it was talking about how it might not have been time for Jesus to really like put his name out there that he is the Messiah, just because people might not be ready to accept that yet. And there still might be more things that he needs to do before things get in motion. Because once again, when people are proclaiming that Christ is the Messiah, that's when the Pharisees and the teachers are all saying, look at this man who's saying that he's the Son of God, and we need to now kill him because he's saying these crazy things. So maybe that's the reason too, where he's like, hey, it's not my time yet. This isn't the right place. If people are knowing that I'm performing these miracles right here, right now as the Messiah, it might not sit well with this group of people.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know.
Earlier in the chapter, the Pharisees are asking him for a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't Jesus just give them a miracle if that's what they're asking for?
It's not faith-based.
Yeah, because
I can sit here and say, if X, Y, and Z happens, if Jesus does this in my life, if God does this in my life, then, if then, that takes the faith out of faith.
the transaction.
Yeah, and I feel as though I think he mentions it in the text. Not entirely sure, But yeah, in my mind, that just removes the entire idea behind this.
Yeah.
It takes the free will out.
Okay.
Right.
But why does Jesus ever perform miracles?
Because he's like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
a great argument.
I don't know. Maybe Jesus recognized like when it would have done people good and when it would have just been like feeding into their lack of faith.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
see.
like the
Yeah.
Pharisees have a lack of faith, and that's why they're asking for miracles. Had he performed a miracle, would it have done them any good?
I mean,
just
maybe
gonna
not.
ask that. Yeah.
he
Wouldn't
did in
have.
front
I
of
don't
him. He did in front of the Pharisees, and then they were like, "Oh, well, that's obviously from Satan."
Yeah.
Yeah, they just their hearts are hard and they like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
blasphemous. They're saying so.
So
Yeah.
maybe he takes the blind man out of the city because it actually would have been counterproductive
Okay.
for Bethsaida.
Nice.
Would have or counterproductive for his ministry in some way. I don't know.
Right. God. I mean,
I'm
he had his
content.
timing.
I'm content with not knowing for sure
right.
why,
100%.
Yeah.
but that Jesus had a reason. But that kind of makes some sense to me because he does do that in multiple places where he'll.
It's always been weird to me.
like
Yeah.
Nazareth, like you're saying, like
Yeah.
he chooses not to go crazy and perform a bunch of miracles in some
Mhm.
area, or to just not focus on preaching in a certain area.
Do you think it's like along those lines? Do you think it's like him realizing that, oh, the people are just going to write this off as he learned some sort of like magic or like sorcery, you know, like,
Sure.
Maybe.
and then they would, because their hearts are so hard, and he's like, he already knew their heart, so he didn't even, I guess, need to go there. I don't even want to say that,
Yeah, maybe.
you know, because that's like, doesn't. But if he knows their hearts, oh,
Well, I think this miracle is focused on this one man particularly because so Jesus obviously could heal. He's all powerful, so he could have healed this man right away. But Joe and I were kind of laughing like how he just spits in the man's eye. It's kind of like, just imagine you're
crazy.
a blind man, you're being led to the Messiah, and this guy just spits in your eyes, which is just kind of like a wild take. But then Jesus asks him, like, do you see anything? And he says, I can see people, but they look like trees.
Ents.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, tree beard. And I was like, why? Joey and I was asking, like, why do we think that Jesus asks him, can you see? He says, I can see, but not well. And then Jesus wipes his eyes again, and then he can see. And I think something to note here is there's times when there was a lady who was bleeding nonstop for like 10 or 12 years.
Yep.
She just touches his robe because she has so much faith.
Mm-hmm.
She was healed. There's other cases where people have so much faith that Christ heals them. In this case, I think the reasoning, because he did not need to take 2 goes at it to heal this man's eyesight.
Correct.
But I think it goes to show that not all miracles are always going to be immediate and super fast of just like immediate, but sometimes it takes time and seasons to fully heal or have the miracle come around. I think it also teaches patience.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe it had to do with that man particularly, that, and Jesus didn't have to do a physical act either, which I thought was interesting. He could have just said, you are healed, you can see, but he physically spit in his eyes and then wiped his eyes. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Okay. This is going to be kind of an offshoot from that. Okay. Jesus is 100% God and 100% man, right? 100% God. God is responsible for every single variable conceivable and inconceivable by humans on earth at all times. Every variable that is in existence is all lined up for him to perfectly put together, right? Into this huge
That's crazy to think about.
equation of how things go,
Mhm.
right? So in this case, we can only hold a finite amount of variables in our theory of why things happen. God holds literally every single variable that can be held and will be held at any time. So he takes this man outside. Why? Okay, it could be for the villages. or for the village. They need to not see that. It could be for the man to not go back into the village. That's explained here. It could be because it needs to be in that place at that specific time. He might need somebody to spit in his eyes or do some kind of physical action because he needs to rely on another sense instead of sight, right? It needs to be spit and not him punching him in the face because it resonates more with that dude instead. Like, every question.
Imagine that Jesus just whacks him with
he just starches this dude.
Say Christ is Lord.
I'll tell you, I believe then for sure, man. But like at that moment, no. But all these variables have to come together in an exact pattern for a thing to go a certain way, right? Jesus is masterful, obviously, in creating this equation of how things go perfectly every single time, because he is able to hold every single piece that needs to be perfect at every single time, right? And I think that can answer this is just like a weird way that I see it, but I think that can answer most questions of like, how come this went like this? And it's simple, but it's stupid. And I think like reasoning it and talking about it is productive because we can pull what we need to out of it. But the reason is because it is perfect for everybody that will read it, for Joey to interpret it, for that dude that it happened to, X, Y, and Z. Okay. I could not tell you what I just said.
I liked how
Testify.
Jesus has everything lined up and he has his reasons. And Amelia, you said that earlier, how you're like, I'm okay with not fully knowing. And I've been accepting that a lot more. It's like, I love digging in. I love interpreting what scripture is saying. Are we always correct? No. Keeps us humble. That's good. But it's like, God is God and we're not at the end of the day. And we can think that we know his reasoning. We can think we can understand it. But a lot of times it's not always the case. And whatever this man was going through, whatever relationship that he had with Christ, and Jesus knew exactly what he needed at the exact time. And he came through and he did it. And he knew that this story would impact people hundreds and thousands of years later by reading it, and
he knew
it's going to do exactly
how each person would impact. Like, I don't know, man. That's how I've thought just kind of this whole thing works, right? Is because he's so infinite like that's he has to be able to hold that. So while us not being able to understand X, Y, and Z is part of the plan. It's part of it. It's a variable that only he can hold, and I can't fathom all of the things that exist for me to think about. I'm glad he can, but like,
you're like, I can.
Dude, I can't do that. Are you kidding?
No.
Yeah. And it's important to note too, with Christ doing these miracles, he came to heal the sick, the broken, the lost, the sinners. And because Christ doesn't like to see, he doesn't want to see us suffering. He doesn't like to see us when someone gets cancer, when someone becomes blind, when someone becomes paralyzed. Like, he's coming to heal and to save. And that's also really important too. I think that's another like broad thing to take away from the topic is Jesus loves you. He does not like sin, and he wants to help and save you. And yeah, I think it's just cool to see that he's taking the time to go to an individual. Like, it's not because that man was too low, he wasn't important. He was important because Jesus singled him out. He drew him away from the town to heal this man. And I'm sure that did some crazy work on that man's life and his faith too, to know that the Messiah found him and healed him.
Facts.
Could you imagine skinning your knee and then Jesus is just like, I got you, touches it, it's fine. You're like,
Right.
Imagine though, you go home to like, this dude just spit in my eyes.
yeah, right.
I can see.
And I can see.
Yeah.
I saw trees walking around, man,
Right.
and then I could see.
Yeah, that turns out they were humans.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wonder if this is the same story as when he heals the blind man and then he goes back into the town and they're like, why are you not blind anymore? And then the Pharisees like question his parents and they're like, well, he was blind for his entire life. I don't know. You got to ask him.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like afraid of the Pharisees. I don't know if this is the same story, but it's similar.
Yeah. Another reason why maybe he's like, don't go back into town.
Yeah.
Could be.
Sweet.
Let us know down in the comments. There we go.
Yeah, easy in the comments section. We're getting too many comments all the
Guys,
time.
come on. Chill.
They're just jam packed, man.
Emilia, would you like to go ahead and read the next section, verse 27,
Sure.
please?
Jesus and his disciples went on to the villages around Caesarea Philippi. On the way, he asked them, "Who do we know? Who do people say that I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others one of the prophets. But what about you?" he asked. Who do you say I am?" Peter answered, "You are the Christ." Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him.
Let's break
Why
this
does
down.
he say that?
Peter's
I got
so awesome.
questions, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I think this section too is really cool because it's also really interesting how, I mean, we talked about it when you were on. I think for your
Yeah,
first
Mr.
episode,
Colin.
you came on with us, and I think
Yeah.
Emilio asked you, why did Peter deny Christ 3 times? And it's just it's interesting to see that Peter denied Christ 3 times, but then here he's proclaiming that he's the Messiah when other people are saying he's a prophet, he's Elijah, whatever, and he's like, no, you're the Messiah. I thought it was just kind of interesting to compare that, but really cool that it's just showing that Peter's development and to realize and proclaiming that he's the Messiah.
Peter would say that too. Out of the 12, it would be Peter.
That's so Peter.
It is. Come on.
Yeah.
What was your question, Joey, about why would, for verse 30, Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, Joey, that's a good question. I think maybe it has to kind of go back to what we were talking about, the blind man, about how it might not have been the time yet, or the area that they're in with the people, that if they would have told them, they wouldn't have taken it the right way.
There's so many things with that, we can't see.
Yeah.
We can't fathom why.
Mhm.
Because lean not on my own understanding here.
Right.
There's so many reasons to, be like, go tell folks that was Jesus. Because that's what I would want to do, like Joey was saying. I would want to be telling everybody. But obviously something wasn't exactly how it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Perhaps.
Perchance.
Perchance.
Maybe.
Yeah. You can't just say perchance.
You have to follow it up with per maybe.
It is interesting because the majority of the Bible is, the teachings of go proclaim the gospel,
Right.
go into all the corners of the world.
But then
But it does make me think, if anyone knows where exactly in Scripture it says, your ways are not my ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts, or somewhere along those lines. I forget exactly where in Scripture that is. But just a really good reminder that, once again, God is God and we're not. And
I'm so
it
glad for
may
that.
it may seem confusing, why they're finally coming to understand that Jesus is the Messiah. And he's like, let's hold off on telling people.
Mm-hmm.
But my initial thought is maybe, once again, that the Pharisees, as the teachers, heard that people were proclaiming that he's the Messiah, that they're not going to receive it well, that they're going to start getting that plan into motion, which eventually they arrest him and crucify him.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the reason, Jesus knows it's not time for them to know yet, but
That's a great point, because I feel like in the context of the Gospels, at least, right, we can take the timeline of Jesus fulfilling the prophecy, right? And that's for sure in the back of his head the whole time. So when he's doing every single thing that he's doing, he's like, okay, but it's got to go this way to get to him dying on the cross, because he knows that that's what's up. That's what he's going to do.
he's cooking.
He's cooking. Okay, really weird parallel that's just kind of coming to me. Rick and Morty fans.
yes.
There's an episode of Rick and Morty where they get space crystals where you could see into the future, right?
What season?
Maybe 4.
Okay.
and Morty's tapes one to his head, and he's doing all these things to be with Jessica, to the point where he ends up in this like Stranger Things Vecna
World.
castle thing
Yeah.
that he makes, and he's like, I don't know, like he does all of this really heinous things to get to this one end goal, but they need to be done in order for him to continue to see that he's going towards that end goal.
Jessica.
You know, and I don't want to compare Jesus to Morty Smith. Like I really that is
Not what
really,
we're doing
don't
here.
take that away from this, but I'm saying like that's just like the way that I can picture it to like try to explain my thoughts on this better.
I love it, dude. Show is so funny.
Yeah, so my bad.
There is a little
I like it.
callback here. So the name for Jesus, the Son of Man, which we know, is Jesus' most common title for himself, and it actually comes from Daniel 7:13.
Pull it up.
Pull it up.
I got her. So this is Daniel in the lion's den, and I don't know if this is before, I think it's after, but he's having visions. And so he has these visions of these four beasts. I don't know the whole context of the story, but that's just kind of the outline here. But watch this. It says 13, I said, right? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
As my vision continued that night, I saw someone who looked like a man, right? That's the key word there. Coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient One and was led into his presence. He was given authority, honor, and royal power over all the nations of the world, so that of every race and nation and language would obey him. His rule is eternal. It will never end. His kingdom will never be destroyed. I always just love that when scripture
Some
Can-
callbacks.
can point you back to, like, from going from New Testament to Old Testament to see, like you were saying before, these prophecies come through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know how far back Daniel and the Lion's Den story goes, but I know King Belshazzar's reign in Babylon is highlighted here.
Sick name.
Yeah, I'm gonna name my dog
Yeah.
Belshazzar. That's just a cool name.
We call him Belly for short.
Yeah, right.
That's a pretty good
Or
nickname.
Shazar.
Yeah, it is. For
Or-
real.
Shazar.
Shazar.
Come here, Shazar.
Yeah.
Here, boy. But no,
Shazar
it's
peed
just
on the
cool
carpet.
that it has all
Sorry.
these callbacks.
Did you say? What'd you say?
Shazar peed on the carpet again.
So he said it. Dang it, Shazar.
Not again. Yeah, I do. It's really cool to see the callbacks and all the connections with prophecies and just how the Bible all comes together and all the tie-ins. All right. Do we have anything else you guys want to add on that section there? Or do we want to move on?
Keep her going.
Keep her moving.
Keep
All right,
her
I can
moving,
take this
bud.
next one here. So we got Jesus predicts his death. We are on verse 31 here.
Last section, yeah.
Second last.
Oh,
Because at least mine's broke up into one more section. But all right. So verse 31, he then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. That's just wild.
come on, Pete. What are you doing, dog? This is a battle you're not gonna win, buddy.
But then Jesus turned and looked at his disciples. He rebuked Jesus. Just got chewed out. Get behind me, Satan, he said. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns.
Can we pause there? What did your Bible have to say about how
Oh,
he
that
was
he's-
calling out like the sin rather than
Yeah. So he's not,
rebuking
from what we're getting from
Peter?
this, he's not actually calling Peter Satan.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's saying
the thoughts,
your
right?
thoughts
Yeah.
and your ideas are coming from the devil, from the evil one. Like
Satan.
your thoughts and your rebuking is wrong, and I'm calling you out. Not him that he is saying you are Satan, but his thoughts. Yeah, that's Wes.
So Wes playing Arc Raiders upstairs, just squealing. Shout out Wes.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? With Peter being crazy bold after he said that Jesus is Messiah, and rebuking Jesus. That's pretty crazy.
Dude, I think that's something that we all do, low-key.
Let's hear it.
even if
Okay.
Call me
it's
out.
something like simple, right? If it's something that I'm like, I'm gonna speak in terms of myself here because I don't mean to throw anybody else like under the bus or
Throw us under the bus.
Just do it.
I'm not gonna do that. Like, you know, I don't mean to rebuke Jesus in that way. I read this and I'm like, Peter's obviously just not happy with the circumstances that Jesus told him are going to go down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. That kind of just for me attributes to like any way that I know something's going to happen, but I just don't want it to.
Mm.
It's like, well, suck it up, man. Like that's just about how it's going to be. And I think that's Peter right now being like, it's a very, oh, it's so funny. It's a very like father-son moment.
Yeah.
Like, like, okay, Peter cares a lot about Jesus. A 6-year-old named Duncan cares a lot about his Xbox. Your dad's going to take your Xbox, which is Duncan's Xbox,
Okay.
which is Duncan's favorite thing. Peter's favorite thing is Jesus. Shout
Yeah.
out Peter for that. And he's taking it away.
Right.
Right. And he's like, no, I don't want you to do that. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I read this and internalize it. Granted, once again, my take could be wrong. Don't internalize that. But
And they also don't fully understand that Jesus has to die and be risen from the dead in 3 days.
absolutely.
So I think in Peter's eyes, he's like, why are you saying that you're going to die? You're here to save us. You're the Messiah.
Mhm.
I just told you, like, I think you're wrong here.
Doesn't he tell them multiple times before that? Again, kind of going back to that like human side of the disciples, where he said that he's going to die a death and 3 days later resurrect. Like, doesn't he repeat that?
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
so, yeah. They just don't fully understand it.
On the next
I mean,
page,
yeah, he probably says it in a confusing way because, I mean, got to give him a little slack, I guess.
And I mean, yeah, to hear someone say, I'm going to die
Right.
and come back to life is kind of a crazy
Absurd
idea.
thing to say.
Yeah.
Right, huh?
I do think this is it's what Peter is saying to Jesus. Jesus is taking extremely seriously.
Yeah.
Like otherwise he wouldn't have responded like that.
That's true.
And what I think of is when Jesus is like before Jesus is executed, he's praying to God the Father. And I think the disciples are sleeping at that point.
Mhm.
They're like in this part of Jerusalem. I forgot where it is.
The Garden of Gethsemane.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Jeez.
And Jesus is praying to God and he says, take this cup from me. So I think that Jesus doesn't want to sacrifice himself.
Correct.
Jesus doesn't want to have to give up his life, but he knows that he will and that he must. And so maybe Peter, or I always thought that maybe Satan was actually like influencing Peter with this, but maybe that's not the case. I don't know. Either way,
you could be right. Yeah.
maybe Peter is really actually tempting Jesus in a way similar to how Satan tempted Jesus.
I never thought
And that's
of that.
why Jesus takes it so seriously.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I don't
Yeah.
know why he's responding like this. Like,
Right, because
it's
he
like
just
pretty
went through
intense.
the 40 days of him, like,
Is that right before
Satan
this?
tormenting, right? Yeah.
In Matthew, the beginning of Matthew. So that was I'm assuming Matthew,
I forgot if there's a Mark
if that's an actual
chapter about
timeline,
it.
comes before Mark. But I know in Matthew, I think it's the beginning is when he does the 40-day fasting, I believe.
Yeah, it was definitely at the beginning of his ministry.
I think it comes
just
before
forgot
the
it.
Sermon
I
on the
forgot if
Mount.
there's a Mark story about it.
I do like that meal though. That
Mhm.
I didn't think about it like that because back to the Garden of Gethsemane, he asked Jesus, take this cup from me if it's your will, because I don't want it, but if your will be done. He's also sweating blood. Like
Yeah.
they express that he's stressing like so much, it's so intense that he's sweating drops of blood. That's crazy. He knows what he's gonna go through.
Yeah.
He's like, Jesus, Father, he's like, I don't want to do this. And it also says they could have sent like 70 legions of angels at Jesus's command, and he would not have had to go through that, which is really crazy to think about. And there's actually a clip later we're going to watch for the next episode, but
All right.
it's kind of talking about like, let's stop and think for a second. Like Christ takes on humbles himself like so much to become a human,
Uh-huh.
to walk among us,
Yep.
to feel hunger like we felt hunger,
Mm-hmm.
to be tempted by lust, to be tempted, all the things that we experience as humans, and then to have to know you're going to die a really terrible death. Like the Romans were really good at killing people, and it's considered one of the worst ways to die.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just that, like leading up to it, the beating, the torture, being starved, not having water, being humiliated, and doing it for he knew that he did not do anything wrong, right? So if you ask yourself the question, are we willing to take a beating, to be sacrificed, to be humiliated when we know we're not in the wrong? And the question is like, if we know we deserve it, it's different, right? Like, okay, I committed this sin. I broke this law. I wronged this person. But if you were to know that you did not commit any type of wrong and still be willing to go forward and know what you're going to deal with is really crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's
ties,
love.
It ties so well into that verse 34 about like if you want to be a Christ follower, you must put aside all of these things: the selfish ambition, shoulder your cross, and follow him. Dang, I don't know where it's going with that.
You can collect your thought, but really quick, chapter 4 of Matthew is when he goes into the wilderness for the 40 days.
Oh, was it?
Isn't that talks about it? And I don't know if it talks about it in Mark, but
Yeah, not sure.
that's where it mentions it in
Oh,
Matthew.
cool beans.
We can read that next section to tie into it, unless you guys.
I want to say something about this that I thought of. I find myself sometimes being Peter here, and like, okay, if we're in Bible study or something like that, I find myself having like the wrong intentions. I'm about to say something, you know, like, and you know, we could be reading the Bible or something like that, and I want to say this thing, but like it's almost like the Holy Spirit tells me, don't, just hold your tongue on that. Like don't say that, because your intentions aren't right. Your intentions are self-preservation, or your intentions are trying to justify your sins, or your intentions are prideful, you know, and you want to make yourself look good or something like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of see myself in Peter here, and God, if I'm listening, if I'm
Yeah.
actually yielding to God, God like holds my tongue and is almost like, get behind me, because you don't have the right intentions with what you're about to say. So I don't know if you guys ever feel like that,
Dude,
but
oh my
I
gosh,
feel that
100%. Like doing this whole podcast, dude. It's like
yeah, this is so hard.
that's why sometimes I'll just completely abandon my train of thought, because I'm like, I don't know if I should be saying this right now, or
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the times it's me just trying to like get my thoughts together. But that's what makes this podcast so hard, is that I say it all the time, but like, am I really gonna say this? And then how is that coming from pride? And am I living out the things that I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like just knowing that, what is it? Is like, if you it'd be better for you to tie
an anchor
around your neck than to cause another brother or sister to sin,
stumble. Yeah.
to stumble or like that. So that kind of rings in my head. It's like, okay, should I really say this? So yeah, do that. I totally resonate with that, because it's hard to want to say the right, like you want to say the right thing out of selfish ambition and like for the podcast, right? Whatever. But
For the vine.
do it for the vine. Let's go, dude. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just really convicting. So thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe,
It's a good
maybe I
reminder
should shut
for-
up more. And then
It's a
it'll be
good
an hour
reminder
and a half
for all of us, and for those listening. Thank you for being patient for us. Thank you for being here. We are not always correct, and we are going to say the wrong things. So we ask for your forgiveness, but also we do pray and ask that God and the Holy Spirit correct us. So don't you worry. I pray that we will be corrected if we're wrong. So we have that to look forward to. But I hear what you're saying, Milo. It's especially like talking on the podcast.
Yeah.
There's
Milo's
definitely
spit fast over here.
lots of times, man, where
Oh,
it's just
jeez.
like, I'm sure I'm saying things that maybe I think is clever or might make us or me look better, and it's like, I don't have the right heart, I don't have the right intentions, and that's something I gotta I got to give up to God and do better at for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
it's tricky. Yeah. I mean, that's why God teaches us to, be quick to listen, slow to speak. A little tricky with the podcast. That's the whole point is talking.
Also, one more point. I don't know if are we moving on to it?
Go for it. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let them cook. Wait, did we read 34 and on yet?
Not Joey mentioned it. We didn't read it yet though.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you want to get to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna get right into that,
All right,
son.
let's get into it.
Okay. All right. So last little section here. All right. So this is just titled "The Way of the Cross." Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it." What page flip? What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in his adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels.
Man.
I just thought of something funny. Like when you read 31 to 33, it kind of sounds like they're talking in private.
Yeah.
But then 34, then he calls the crowd. So I'm just thinking like they're having this little huddle,
Ooh.
and then Jesus just like
Yeah, dude.
yells at Peter, "Get me behind Satan! Get
Just-
behind me, Satan!" And he's like, "All right, check
Dead
this
quiet.
out. Everybody, come here!" And he just,
That's true. Yeah, it says,
Goes
then he
right-
called the crowd to him.
just spits fire at them.
It's like a rap battle almost. And he's like, hold on, everybody, just wait.
All right, dude, check
Just
this
wait.
out.
Peter's just like in the back with his tail tucked behind his legs, head down, just listening.
All the other disciples are like, whoa, in the back. Oh, he did it.
I mean,
Peter's
it was a
getting
group of
cooked.
dudes like our age.
Yeah.
They're for sure doing that. They're like, oh,
Right?
yeah.
One dude's like tapping him. He's like, "You listening, Peter? You listening?
Yep.
Bartholomew, I got
Taking
it,
notes?"
man.
Bartholomew, yes. Dude, this section, it's like, what are we willing to do for Christ? Like, just a little tangent here. I don't know if it's just, I think Milo gave me some good advice to this the other day, but it was like, I feel like I just keep seeing all of the evil in the world, right? So like Nigeria, people are being slaughtered out there while I live in comfy America, not being persecuted for being a Christian at all. Like, the worst thing that can happen to me on this is like a bad YouTube comment, right? Of like, oh, what you said here was wrong, or like, I don't know, just, slander in any which way. But it's verses like this that really make me wonder. It's like, what am I willing to give up? Am I willing to give up my life for Christ? I freaking hope so. Like, dude, the amount of faith that people had, and it kind of ties back into the beginning of like how strong our faith is, but it's like the faith that those people have out there is on such a different level than I feel of my own. And I do feel, I don't know what the word is, but like I do not want to say insignificant, but I feel it makes me feel, I guess, lesser in my faith. And I know that's not right, and you guys can comment on that, but it makes me feel like I'm, one, not doing enough, two, that do I even have a mustard seed of faith, right? Like, do I even have that? And some days it just feels like that's all I have is just that little bit of mustard seed faith. But like, then you see people getting slaughtered by the thousands for believing in Christ, for going to church, for having Bibles. And I'm just over here in America, right next to McDonald's, 5 minutes down the road. Like, it's so silly, man. And I am grateful truly that I live here 100%. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But it's like, just how lucky am I? Like that I just got like the lucky card of the draw, and I wasn't born in these areas where people are getting slaughtered. I just happened to be born here in America, and that to me, I don't know. It's just, it gets me every time. It's like, how lucky am I? And it's like, okay, well, if I'm this lucky, now what am I doing with my, I don't want to say privilege, but what am I doing with my privilege going forward? I know I just said a lot of things, but you guys could go ahead and comment on that.
Yeah, that was good.
But it's like, Joey, what are you doing? People are losing their lives and you're scared of YouTube comments, or you're scared of what people will think. And it's like, dude, sticks and stones, dog. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot to unpack. I mean,
know, folks.
One, we said it before, we are very blessed to be born here. It's a huge blessing. And we have the freedoms and the opportunity to do podcasts, Bible studies, go to church and everything. And it for sure breaks my heart to hear all these things about these Christians being persecuted and dying. And it can also be very encouraging too. I mean, we have stories of the disciples being brutally murdered or killed for their faith. And we hear these stories of these villages and these people, these families being brutally murdered for their faith. But it's very, like I said, it breaks my heart, but it gives me encouragement to know that there are people that are willing to give up their lives for their faith because they believe that Christ is Lord.
Yeah.
And
like all I'm saying is like, I don't know if I have that faith because I haven't been put in that scenario. I hope I do. I'd like to think that I would, but do I truly know that? I don't know. And that scares me.
One thing I want to point out is, okay, so the United States has one of the largest, if not the largest, I'm not sure. It might be the largest population of Christians on the planet. I'm not sure about that, but it definitely has a very large population of Christians on the planet. If you were Satan, where would you put the most effort in trying to destroy God's kingdom?
The United States, I guess.
Okay. So let's just think like Satan is putting a lot of effort in trying to destroy God's kingdom in America. I don't know if it's more than Nigeria, but let's just say it's a lot.
Sure.
Okay. Could the spiritual battle here just be a different kind of battle than it is in Nigeria?
Mm-hmm.
Like there, it's a much more in your face. There are terrorists that want to kill you.
Yeah.
But here, it's a different kind of battle. It's almost like more, it's like a insidious kind of battle where Satan tries to like put you to sleep and distract you
Oh yeah,
with like the things of the world and the comfortable environment that we have, and trying to make you think that there isn't really a battle in this country. And like one thing that many poorer countries have like less of than us is like secularism, at least in Africa. Maybe if you were in parts of Asia, it would be different. But like we have to deal with a like pervasive secularism and kind of like just underlying doubt about the reality of the spiritual world in America that some parts of the world don't have to deal with. So I just, my point is not to say that like we have just as much faith as the people in Nigeria. We probably don't, but our battle is just different than theirs. And we have our own spiritual battle that we have to fight here for Christ's kingdom.
Yeah. I can just think of like the amount of sin that's normalized in our day to day.
Yeah.
And us having to fight that temptation. And once again, I think it just goes back to like, if you were meant to be a Christian anywhere else, you would be. But you were meant to do it here for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot. There's no exact answer.
No, there is. Shut up. I'm kidding.
We can't hold it, but it's there.
Yeah. And, you know, I like what Milo was saying. We all have our own battles, and I don't know why. I don't know why that they are going through the things they're going through there. I don't know why we're dealing with the things that we deal here. But once again, God knows He's in control. And I just pray and hope that through terrible things here and terrible things there, that the gospel gets spread and that more people get to come to know Christ.
Yeah.
And God's cooking up in some kind of way.
Always.
And He's working. But let's let's bring it back really quick to this last section. We can start to wrap it up here, but I did want to ask a quick question. We know that we are called to die to ourselves and pick up our cross daily. So my question for you guys is, we know that salvation is a gift, right? We cannot earn it. We can't buy it. We can't work our way to get it. Christ has died on the cross. He has blessed us and gifted us that salvation if we accept it. But my question is there a price to follow Jesus?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It if I may jump in on this.
Hey, Colin, you may.
Okay. Thank you.
Tagging Colin.
As like a recent follower, I suppose. Yeah, man, I had to die to myself every day for like 6 weeks. I went through like Jesus boot camp, right?
I love that.
Tell me about
that's
it.
kind of what I was calling it for myself.
I like it.
Because every day I was making that prayer, like, help me die to myself, help me kill those things. And he, of course, just revealed everything that I was, doing that wasn't in his name. And I didn't, because I'm not strong enough. He like kind of killed those parts off of me, granted, and that's a lifelong thing. Like, that's just not over, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it costs a worldly comfort. I'll say, granted, dude, the other side of that, so beyond worth. But yeah, it'll cost a sinful existence. It'll cost a sinful comfort. I think definitely going back to what Milo was saying, for America specifically, sin is very like normalized and comfortable socially and sometimes physically to be in. So like, yeah, we don't want to like necessarily lose that. But on the other side is Jesus, the light. Like, dude, way better. But yeah, every day it costs. It costs. It costs me myself, or what I thought was myself. It cost me my understanding of myself.
Ooh,
granted,
like Proverbs.
terrible understanding. But yeah.
I like that answer. Do you guys have a take at it?
What?
Answer my question.
hold on. Two things. Clear your throat before you're talking to me. Sit up straight when you're talking to me.
Do you have...
Just the look
You guys are so
take.
brutal to each other.
the look you gave me was so funny. Like, hey, Joey.
You know what? You're going to listen up here and you're going to listen up good. Do you have a take at that question?
It's happening again. I do. I got to take.
I will slouch if I want to slouch over here.
No.
Do you know the toll it takes on a man turning my head back and forth all day?
Snap, snap.
All right, Joey.
Dude, I can't even see right now. Oh,
Do
okay,
people
yes.
look like trees?
Oh my gosh, you guys look like trees. I was blind, but now I see. Yeah, I do have a take, Mr. Luke.
Let's hear it.
The price to pay. Throwback. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Right? Remember that American Idol dude?
Yeah.
If Jesus told us to have our pants on the ground every single day, would I do it? Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Right? Then I'd have my pants on the ground. Am I willing to look like a fool with my pants on the ground for Jesus?
I hope
Yes,
people listening
that's the price
have no
to
idea
pay.
what you're talking
That's
about and they're really
awesome.
confused.
I hope so. It's the first thing.
That's awesome.
It's the first thing
That's
I thought
awesome.
of.
That's funny.
But yeah, the price to pay is looking like a fool. I mean, people probably see this and they're like, "Oh, it's that podcast, right? It's that podcast."
That's us.
That's us. Why? I mean, yeah, we maybe we look cringe, maybe we look stupid, maybe it's horrible. But the fact that we're doing it and that we continue to do it is everything. And if we didn't, I don't know where my faith would be, honestly. Like I don't. This is it's like one of the steps. Like this, I don't know when it started, but it's just like, you're doing this, you're not missing it.
Mhm.
Show up and do it.
Mhm.
Don't do it for you. Don't do it for clout. Don't do it for
Divine.
what?
I said divine.
Oh yeah, don't do it for the vine. Do it
ain't gonna
because
do it.
you
Did I
love Jesus
stutter?
and that you're called to die to yourself, to pick up your cross and follow him. And like, that's if that's the price I had to pay, then cool, sure, I'll do it. Sign me up. I'm weird and stupid anyways. That's fine.
You're cringe, but you're free.
Hey, hey, Mr. Silly over there.
Mr. Silly.
Guys, I've been watching way too much Peanut. It's off the rails.
I can just hear it in my room all the time.
I've been watching way too much Peanut, not enough Bible reading. I'll say it. There, I said it.
Good man.
I want to
Mr.
say
Silly.
one
Sorry.
last thing about this. I think 35 to 36 is like,
Close it.
it's one of the most,
Lay it on me.
it's like, it's one of those verses where it's so revolutionary and anti-human nature that it has to be true.
Just read it one more time for us.
Okay.
What version?
NIV,
Okay.
one of the mid-tier versions. Obviously,
Mr.
KJV
Silly.
is S tier. But for whoever wants to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for a man to gain the whole world yet forfeit his soul? And I like to listen to a lot of like history podcasts and just like learn about human history. This is the complete opposite of like all of human history.
Right.
All of human history is people trying to save their own lives and gain the whole world. And Jesus says the secret to life is the opposite of that. Give up your life for me and for the gospel, and that is how you will gain it. Not like kind of give up your life.
Right.
And then you'll get all these rewards.
Oh,
and
that's so
everything.
true,
Like,
Milo.
completely
Yeah.
give it up. And this verse like plays on repeat in my head because God knows that there's a part of me that is still trying to save my own life.
Dang.
Like it's still there. I know it's still there. And it comes out in like many of the decisions that I make and ideas that I have. But like I think God keeps on replaying this verse in my head so that he can like chisel away at that.
Breaking you down. Dang. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. That's one of those verses that just pauses you like a deer in a headlights. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we were talking about getting punched in the face by Jesus.
yes, that's it right there, son. Holy.
Fist just
Oh,
comes out of
no.
the page and just smacks you.
It kind of feels like that, man. Which is good. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. Let's do a quick little, just a final thought around the table, and then we do do that once in a while. So who wants to start? Otherwise, I can start.
Well, Joey said maybe we are cringe to people. We're definitely cringe.
Ha, we're cringe.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for
cringe.
dealing with us. We
That's
appreciate
cool.
it.
Also, shout out to Jesse at the gym. Got me this awesome shirt.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just show it quick. This is for the viewers.
Nice. I like that.
Go a little more to your right. All right, now let's squat down a little bit more. There you go.
Is this natural? Thanks, Doug. Shout out to Jesse for the shirt. He hooked it up for Christmas.
I thought Jesse was a girl at first for some reason.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
okay.
What's a
Good guess.
girl? Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Take it away, Luke.
Final thoughts. I am blessed and so thankful for all of you guys and everyone that walks into this studio to sit down and talk in these microphones. I know this is still recorded in 2025, but it's wrapping up the year and this will be released in 2026. I'm super blessed and excited to see what 2026 has to offer, how God will be using us and using our voices through this podcast. So I'm thankful for all you guys. Thank you for continuing to listen and just supporting us, and just stay in the word. Even if we have little faith, God can and will use that, just like the bread and the fish, and he will provide not just enough, but abundance that's going to overflow. Those are my final thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you got, Colin?
Dude, that was really well said. like I've said for a minute, I'm just happy to be here, man.
Thanks for joining us, dude.
Thanks for having me.
100%.
Thank you guys for welcoming me so easily into the community.
We were waiting.
I know it. I knew it. I knew it. So thankful for God, just for who he is, what he does, how he operates. Life for a long time for me was very frustrating. And this is final thoughts on the year. I'm really going into something here.
Go for it.
Life for me was very hard to understand and obnoxious and frustrating, and God has provided such clarity in the simplicity of just how he works. So I'm thankful for the community, for the word, for prayer, for him, for y'all. So yeah,
Amen.
bless, man.
Amen.
Like
Cheers, dude.
Love to hear it.
Holy cow. You or me, Mill?
That was it. We're cringe, but God bless it.
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
That's all you
I
got?
love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What on the year? It was a
Yeah.
great year. What can I say?
It was a cringe year.
No, it wasn't a cringe year. I mean,
Oh.
I don't know. It was a great year. I'm also very grateful to be here,
Yeah, dude.
and I
100%.
am blessed to see how God is working in my life and all of yours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Amen.
much to be done still, but
Mhm.
I'm looking
Always.
forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think for me, okay, so like 2024, I had this saying with our buddy Jordan. With the both of us, for whatever reason, we're like, 2024 was it's our year, right? We're like, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and like it's gonna be the best year. It's gonna be better than 2023. Not a great time in Joey's life, and I was just had this whole plan of like what my life was gonna be like for 2024, and it was dog water. It sucked. It didn't go any which way I wanted to. It was a little chaotic in the summer, which we laugh about.
Mm-hmm.
Like summer was kind of just a blur.
We spent way too much money.
We spent way too much money. We were careless folk.
Yeah.
On
And-
what?
Just everything.
There were so many.
Cool.
There were so many events,
Yes.
like weddings that summer.
Yeah.
There was like
It was busy.
yeah, there
it was
was
busy.
You know, like Brandon's bachelor party. There's just so much going on that
Right.
summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, out of the chaos, I feel like I really broke down as a person, but for all the better. Like God was just waiting on me to give up my life, right? And I feel like 2024 was it's gonna be my year, and it did not go as planned at all. And I really do feel like 2025 is where tried it Joey's way, and Joey's way didn't work, right? Go figure. 2025 just, I don't want to say like is a complete 180, but it really is complete 180. Like there are past videos that I see of myself on the podcast where it's like I called out a while back, like I don't even really recognize that Joey anymore, because that's Joey on the fence. That's Joey still trying to figure everything out, still trying to do it his way, when really like instead of my year, it was God's year. And I really, really, truly do feel like it was God's year for me. And like Mila was saying, I'm excited what he's done for me, what he's done for you guys. And I know he's using me. And those prayers that I prayed a while back for opportunities have just been showing up. And I got baptized this summer or this year, which was freaking awesome.
Son.
And that really sealed the deal. So like if you guys are on the fence about getting baptized, wink, do it. Absolutely do it. It is the most reassuring thing and also convicting thing that you will do. So don't do it on your own. Don't live for yourself. There's a price to pay to follow Christ, but it's the only way. This is the way.
This is the
This
way.
is the way. Do it for the vine. Say Christ is Lord.
Christ is Lord.
Christ is Lord.
Thank you.
Merch.
Thank you everyone for watching, tuning in. We
You gotta
appreciate all
say
of you
it.
guys.
It's almost the end of the year. You got to say it.
Christ is Lord. No, you guys just said it so fast. You guys are on zero ping over there.
I will try
I
one
was
more
waiting
time.
for it.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Christ is Lord.
It's pretty good.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. God bless you. I hope you guys had a safe Christmas and a happy New Year. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with the new year, everything God's going to do. But as always, just like in 2025
Yep.
and all the way into 2026, remember to
Yep.
like, comment, and subscribe. and share. This is the Campfire Council podcast. Yeah, buddy.
I gotta poop.
Oh no, he's got to poop. Dude, 2024 was insane.